Welcome to Vantage Point, where we bring you the latest news from Indonesia. Let's get into today's top stories. Our first story is reported by TV1 News, where a brutal robbery and assault on 2 students in Jambi ends swiftly.
Shocking news from Jambi. A violent robbery took a disturbing turn when 2 female university students were assaulted in their dorm room. Not only did the robbers steal valuables, but also cruelly committed indecent acts against 2 victims who were university students. However, just 1 day after the incident, the robber was successfully captured and shot by police. This is video footage of members of the Muaro Jambi Police Criminal Investigation Unit forwarding the robber's escape from a travel vehicle. On the highway through Mastone village, Muaro Jambi Regency heading toward Palembang, officers used firearms to block the vehicle. After successfully stopping the travel van, officers immediately arrested the robbery suspect. Police were even forced to shoot the suspect's right leg because he resisted and attempted to flee. At the Jambi Regional Police Criminal Investigation Unit, Police Commissioner Manang Subeti stated that the suspect, identified as AS, used a crowbar to pry open the window and enter the dorm room of students Dede and Hai in the Jambi Luar Kota area. Using a machete, the suspect threatened the victims and stole their mobile phones and 1 million rupiah in cash. Not satisfied with stealing phones and money, the suspect also cruelly stripped and sexually assaulted both victims. He even recorded the victims while they were naked. The victims were forced by the suspect to endure these actions. His initial intent was robbery. He entered the victims' boarding house by prying open the window using a crowbar, then threatened the victims while they were resting.
In our next story, tensions rise in Bali as the local government and traditional security forces, the Pecalang, firmly reject the expansion of mass organization GRIB Jaya. The group's presence has sparked public concern and official pushback. Tribun News with the story.
The expansion of the mass organization Gerakan Rakyat Indonesia Bersatu Jaya, GRIB, or the United Indonesian People's Movement, has been met with rejection by the Bali provincial government. Recently, news of GRIB Jaya opening a branch in Bali has sparked controversy among the public. The presence of this organization, led by Hercules, has faced strong opposition from the Pecalang, traditional Balinese security officers within the local customary system. In addition, the Deputy Governor of Bali, Ainyomangiri Prasta, has publicly expressed his opposition to the establishment of GRIB Jaya on the island of the gods. Gyoe stated that mass organizations from outside Bali are not needed to maintain order and security in the region. He emphasized that Bali already has a security system rooted in local wisdom, namely the Pecalang. Furthermore, official state security forces such as the Indonesian military (TNI) and the Indonesian police (PLRI) are already in place to ensure safety and order. Giri stressed that the role of Pecalang in traditional villages has been sufficient in maintaining both security and the aesthetic harmony of the region. He also mentioned that they are awaiting the return of Governor Iwayan Koster from the Netherlands before making an official statement regarding the declaration of GRIB Jaya's provincial leadership (DPD) in Bali.
In our next story, Metro TV reports about Bill Gates returning to Indonesia for the 3rd time, joining President Prabowo to explore the country's free nutritious meal program for students. During the visit, Gates also discusses a $159 million grant and a potential investment proposal in Indonesia's health sector.
On Wednesday, May 7, 2025, President Prabowo Subianto invited Microsoft founder Bill Gates to see the implementation of the free nutritious meal program at SD Negeri Jati 03 Pulau Assam, Jakarta. The president and Bill Gates were warmly welcomed by the students of SDN Jati 03 Pulau Assam. At the school, the president wanted to explain to Bill Gates the details of the NBG menu and how the students consume these meals. President Prabowo claimed that the American philanthropist plans to provide support for the MBG program. The president stated, "We are carrying this out because we believe this is the right thing to do, and it is an investment in our children. We must reduce poverty among our people." Before visiting SDN Jati 03 Pulau Assam, Jakarta, the president held a meeting with Bill Gates at the Merdeka Palace in Jakarta. In addition to inviting his aides, the president also brought along several Indonesian tycoons to be introduced to Bill Gates. The president said that the meeting resulted in a commitment from the founder of the Gates Foundation to provide a grant to Indonesia worth 159 million US dollars, or around 2.6 trillion rupiah. The grant has been provided since 2009, and it is allocated for sectors such as health, agriculture, technology, and social services, with the majority of the funds used in the health sector. This is something remarkable that has been happening since the 2000s. The commitment to provide $159 million in grants to Indonesia includes $192 million for health, $5 million for agriculture, $5 million for technology, and $5 million for social agriculture. During the meeting at the Merdeka Palace, Bill Gates stated that he would make Indonesia a testing ground for a tuberculosis (TB) vaccine he is currently developing. According to data, nearly 100,000 lives are lost annually in Indonesia due to TB. This will require a lot of money and patience. So we created Global Health, which is the largest part of the Gates Foundation. Part of that is creating an organization called GAMI, which works with us and the government in providing new vaccines for children worldwide. In fact, Indonesia is a great example because you accept new vaccines such as rotavirus for diarrhea and pneumococcus for pneumonia. In addition to the $159 million grant, Bill Gates has also submitted an investment proposal to Indonesia. This fund has been prepared earlier, but the proposal is being processed. Investments take time. They must be a good fit and concentration, and I see the apples are already coming together. This is something great that we will suddenly show. As a reminder, this is not Bill Gates' first visit to Indonesia. He previously visited in 2008 and 2014. He is widely known not only as the founder of Microsoft, but also as one of the most active philanthropists in global health issues. Bill Gates has been repeatedly involved in health partnerships in Indonesia.
On to our next story. Mass food poisoning incidents from the free nutritious meal program continue to rise, affecting hundreds of students across Indonesia. Experts and officials are raising concerns over food safety standards and the management of the program, as more students report illness. Liputan 6 reports on the story.
Mass food poisoning cases from the free nutritious meal program have occurred once again, with hundreds of students affected across the country. What went wrong with these nutritious meals? Is the MBG program meeting safety standards for children in schools? Vomiting, diarrhea, stomachaches, and dizziness. Dozens of students in Rajapola, Tasikmalaya, were treated at the community health center after eating food from the free nutritious meal program. Following the incident, some students reported trauma from the food provided through the MBG program. The situation in Bandung is even worse, with 342 students from SMP 35 Bandung suffering food poisoning after consuming meals from the free nutritious meal program. Not only students, but 2 teachers also became victims of the mass poisoning. Several children experienced symptoms of diarrhea. After confirmation, it turned out that the number of students with diarrhea was quite large. This prompted immediate coordination with the National Nutrition Agency. Mass poisoning cases from the MBG program have been frequent. Hundreds of students in various regions have become victims. Since early 2025, many cases of food poisoning, suspected to be from the free nutritious meal program, have occurred in different areas. Hundreds of students have experienced nausea, dizziness, stomachaches, and diarrhea. What is the response of the National Nutrition Agency regarding the numerous poisoning cases in the MBG program? The head of the National Nutrition Agency stated that generally speaking, the cases remain low, about 0.5%. We aim for 0 incidents, he said. However, his statement was criticized for focusing on the quantitative number of students affected. The issue of food hygiene and safety must be a guarantee, and it cannot be excused because only 5 out of every 1,000 are seriously affected. According to experts, food safety standards need to be properly regulated. Experts highlight that many food poisoning incidents are due to the lack of established standards for the preparation, cooking, and distribution of meals. Is the food kept at the right temperature? Is it being served quickly enough? Hygiene issues, such as photos of worms and bacteria, have been noted in some cases, potentially due to insufficiently cleaned ingredients or improper handling. Nutrition experts have pointed out critical factors often ignored by MBG kitchens when packaging food. For example, maintaining safe food temperatures is crucial. Food must stay at a safe temperature, either under 5 degrees Celsius or above 60 degrees, as between this is the range where bacteria and microbes thrive. In developed countries, MBG food is usually served directly from heated containers to prevent temperatures from dropping below 60 degrees Celsius. Experts also stress the importance of separating raw from cooked food, as contamination risks rise when mixed in the same condition. Nutrition experts say that food poisoning reflects poor food management. The National Nutrition Agency must evaluate its practices, even if only one student gets food poisoning, let alone when hundreds are affected.
That wraps up our coverage for today. If you found this report informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Got thoughts on today's stories? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.